Hello students, in this lecture I will discuss photochemical reactions. As the name implies, photo means light. So photochemical reactions are those in which the chemical change in the given reaction takes place with the help of light. Let us discuss the mechanism of the photochemical reaction graphically. If this is the energy and this is the progress of the reaction. If this is the reactant and this is the product, this is the transition state or transient state. So it is clear that reactant molecules always have this much energy. Reactant molecules always have some energy. This is the average kinetic energy of the reactant molecules or the thermal energy of the reactant molecules. But when a reactant has to convert themselves into products, then they have to go via this path. This is the path. It means a reactant do not have this much energy. This is the threshold energy, and this is the activation energy. So reactants must have this threshold energy, and for that they have to take activation energy. So this is the light in photochemical reactions. When light is allowed to fall on the molecules, molecules absorb this much energy and they complete their threshold energy and molecules reach here, that is the transition state or transient state. So we can say that light provides the necessary activation energy to the molecules in photochemical reactions. So in photochemical reactions, light acts as the activation energy. So molecules absorb light this much, they go to this state, and this is the excited state with higher energy. They lose energy either in fluorescence or phosphorescence, and they come back to the lower state, which is the product. So in this way, you can see reactant molecules have some energy, which is the thermal energy or average kinetic energy of the molecules. They absorb activation energy from the light. Molecules go to the transition state. Then, by losing energy in this way, they reach a new state which is called the product. So in this way, products are formed in the photochemical reactions. Now let us take some example. For example, when H2 hydrogen gas and chlorine gas, they are mixed in the presence of suitable light, then HCl is formed. So light has provided the activation energy for the reaction between hydrogen and chlorine to produce hydrochloric acid. But in such photochemical reactions, rate of reaction is independent from the concentrations of the reacting species. For example, in this case, a rate will be equal to K H2 concentration raised to the power 0, Cl2 concentration raised to the power 0. That is, rate is equal to K. Anything raised to the power is 1. So it is clear that the rate of a photochemical reaction does not depend on the concentration. It only depends on the amount of light used. And for such photochemical reactions, the graphical representation is like this. If this is the rate and this is the concentration, the graph will be like this, parallel to x-axis. This graph clearly indicates that rate of reaction is independent of the concentration of the reacting molecules. So for photochemical reactions, rate does not depend on the concentration of the reactants. However, in certain cases, photochemical reactions, light is not directly absorbed. There are certain photochemical reactions in which light is not directly absorbed, means reaction will not take place, but with the help of an agent, that reaction is allowed to make possible from forbidden state to allowed state, you can say. For example, if it is H2 and we form a light, then there will be no reaction. We want to break this H2 molecule, then there will be no reaction. However, if we add mercury, then H plus H will take place, and mercury will be as it is after its action. Means H2 molecule does not absorb light for its breakage into atomic form, but when mercury is used, then this breaking of the bond will take place. Such substances are called photosensitizers. Here mercury is the photosensitizer. How did this reaction take place? Let us see. Mercury absorb light and go into the excited state. This is simple mercury, and this is mercury in the excited state or activated mercury, or you can say when mercury has absorbed some light, then it is a new type of mercury which is represented by Hg star. So Mercury has absorbed light and become Hg star. Now this Hg star, Mercury star, will transfer this light to hydrogen molecule. Mercury will be in normal state and H2 will be now H2 star. Hydrogen has absorbed that energy from the mercury. Now H2 star will get converted into H plus H. It means hydrogen was unable to absorb energy or light energy directly, but when mercury is added into the reaction, mercury absorbs that light and transfer into hydrogen, and then that hydrogen molecule get broken into atomic form. So in certain photochemical reactions, such substances are used which are called photosensitizers. But now a very important question: photosensitizer versus catalysts. Photosensitizers are different from catalysts because photosensitizers are those which can initiate a reaction. Photosensitizers can initiate a reaction, means the reaction which was unable to progress, which was unable to go further, was started by the photosensitizers. But catalysts do not initiate a reaction, means if a reaction is not taking place, catalyst cannot start that reaction. But photosensitizers can start that reaction. However, catalysts, they do not start a reaction, but if the reaction is taking place in slow speed, then a catalyst can speed up a particular reaction. Catalysts can just increase the rate of reaction. Catalysts can just speed up the reaction, but photosensitizers can start a particular reaction, the reaction which is not otherwise taking place, but photosensitizers can start that reaction. So this is very great thing about the photosensitizers, and they should not be confused with the catalysts because they are very much different from the catalysts. So this is what photochemical reactions are all about. Thank you very much.